Hi, I'm the Moorlander and this is Moorlander EDC. Now I was asleep the other night and had this vision that I'd been teleported back 2,000, maybe 3,000 years in the past, and there was this hulking Finnish guy. He was riding the back of like a Tyrannosaurus Rex. He just fought off the Vikings and he looked down at his wife and he was like, "Mrs. Savotta, look what I have done. I have captured the dinosaurs and rid my land of the Romans. I've done what I need to do in life, but I feel I need to do more. I need to create a series of the world's toughest bags." And then like fast forward, you see like an animation of like him getting off the dinosaur and his missus is like, "Yeah, we should do it. Let's make some ace bags." And then it goes through time and all the stuff that happens. And then like 3,000 years later, he's like, "I have done my job. I give you the world, the toughest bags ever." All in Finnish, not my terrible Finnish accent, which started anyway. And that's why I love Savotta bags. I don't know where I went with that, but today this is what we're here to look at. We're here to look at two Savotta bags. Have one on my back and have one here in my hand. I saw these, the Kahakkas, by the way. This is what we're looking at, the Kahakkas. I freaking love these bags. Now, I have to preface that I'm a massive Savotta fan. I don't think there's anything so far that Savotta have made that I've got my hands on, I've gone, yeah, nothing. And luckily, Savotta have continued that with these two bags. Now, I have purchased both of these for two completely different things. The 25 litre that I'm currently wearing is a bag that I've been using. I've done day trips with this, I've done city breaks with this, I went to the National Shooting Show whilst I was wearing this. Lots of outdoorsy stuff. This one, I had the 15 litre one, I have been using for outdoorsy stuff, but because of the size of this fits perfectly when I'm playing airsoft, which I'll kind of show you how it works with my plate carrier as well. But yeah, for what I purchased both of these for, they do it exceptionally well. Now, I've waffled quite a bit. Let's turn around the camera and let's take a look at the Kahakka 25 litre. I forgot that for a second. This is the 25 litre and the 15 litres. Okay, now what I thought was, there are some subtle differences between the two. However, the similarities between the two far outweigh the differences. So this one here on the left hand side, the smaller one of the two, hopefully you can imagine, this is the 15 litre version. The one here on the right hand side, on my right hand side, this is the 25 litre version. I'm just going to put the 15 down for 1 second. I'm just going to put that there to my side, and we'll go through this one for now. And then once we've had a look at this one, then we'll have a quick look at the 15. Probably spend less time on the 15. Mainly, as I mentioned, there's just some subtle differences between the two. Now, both of these packs, as I mentioned before, whilst fending off dinosaurs and the Romans 2,000 years ago, 3,000 years ago, the Finnish decided to make these as tough as they possibly can. Now, I know I've talked about tough bags in the past. One of the toughest bags, probably something like the Go Ruck Rucker. The second toughest, well actually the toughest bag that I've ever made any content on is from Moorlander, and that is the the Saama TST CP15, which coincidentally is a Finnish company, and it is Savotta that make those bags for them. After that, any other Savotta bag is the toughest bag. Then after that, probably then you've got something like the Go Rucker. These are built like a tank. There is nothing on here, and if it will fail, now I'm not saying it will, but it has so many different workarounds to make sure that if something does fail, that there is a backup. And that's what I love about this. One day, in fact, I'll buy some extra bits, I'll buy some G-hooks, and I'll show you how this pack can easily be converted so that it will never, ever fail. Now, getting into, I feel like I'm talking about failures then, but getting into how I qualified this being as one of the toughest bags that, you know, I've ever looked at. Materials wise, all of the materials on here fully Cordura. So you have two types of Cordura. You have a 1000D and you have a 500D. 5000. The main material on the outside, this is all 1000D. The bits where they use 5000D, so like on the inside here, this gusseted section here, which is designed to crumple an extra little bit so that it can fold away easier, those parts are 500D. There is, I'm sure there's another section, oh, on the back here as well, to use a lighter material here on the back because it's less kind of abrasive as the 500D, then this is 500 rather than the 1000 that's on the side. So they've made sure the areas that need it to be as tough as possible are as tough as possible. Colours wise, while I'm thinking about it, this is available in several different colours. You've got black, I think they call it tarmac, which is kind of a coyote kind of tan colour. There is an OD green. I'm sure there's another one which escapes me now, but then there is this one which is the Finnish M05 camo. I love this camo because although I'm not in Finland at this moment in time, the people of Finland and the people of the Kingdom, the Moorlands, definitely share something in common, because this camo works incredibly well here in the Kingdom of the Moorlands, as hopefully you'll see. You just can't see a bag here, you just see random legs and a head that's appeared from the top of it. But yes, really like this. All of the webbing on here is ridiculously tough webbing. I've mentioned this before when I made the content on the Yukari and the small and the medium version. This must be Savotta's own webbing. It's not green and it's not black. It has both of the fibres stitched in together. Excellent. Buckles on here, all of the plastics are really tough. I know somebody in the past had said, oh well, how do they do when it's very cold? Bruv, it's for Finland. It's very cold there. You don't need to worry about the plastics. However, if you're concerned about the plastics, every single piece of plastic that's on here, which if I remember rightly, so you have here at the top, you have the sternum strap, the sternum strap, and then where's the other bit? Where is the other bit? The other plastics? Oh, the buckle, and at the end of the straps, all of this can be replaced with G-hooks, and there is a combination of these. So on the side, rather than using plastics or buckles on here, they use these G-hooks, which work perfectly just clipping it in. So if you did want to take these two off, you can put G-hooks through here and hook it on at the top. Same with the sternum strap, you can use excuse me a second, you can use G-hooks on there. That's the bit that I mean about if you're ever concerned about anything failing on this. It's designed so that if one of these did fail, let's say you fell out of a tree and it just broke, you could take this off. As long as you've got some spare G-hooks, then you can fix it and you're good to go. Or you can just take all of the plastics off this and then put G-hooks, metal G-hooks on this, again, good to go. Was there anything else? Oh yeah, I suppose really just talking about the other bits. So as well as hardware wise, you have these plastics, you have these solid G-hooks that are here on the side, and then other little bits like where the straps come onto the actual bag itself, rather than using these kind of plastics on here, you have these really tough, must be at least 4, maybe 5mm thick D-rings. Also here at the top, the suspension system on this is really nice. I like how they've done this. It's a bit old school, and I think it just works, and that's why a lot of those old school bags, you know, stood the test of time. But they just have these simple D-rings on here, and then you have metal hardware to be able to keep those straps on as well. So yes, as far as materials are concerned, it is absolutely bomber. Now, as I mentioned, so as far as different sizes are concerned, this is the larger of the two, and this is the one that I've been, like I mentioned, I've been doing day trips, I've been doing lots of different things, lots of walks with this. For 25 litres, especially for your average EDC, you average just kind of day out, 20 to maybe 25 litres is just about right for EDC. You can carry whatever you need in here for just a single day walk. I like to carry a little bit more. Sometimes I'll go up to kind of 27 to 30 litres, and that's what this bag does exceptionally well. The main compartment on this is 25 litres, but you have these extra pockets here on the side and a little bit of wiggle room in the top lid. So if I pull this up a little bit, you do get some more room. Now if I push these through here, if you're the type of person that likes to batten down all of your straps, they have a lot of little bits that you can kind of pass your straps through, but if needs be you can get an extra maybe litre or so out of the top. But really that extra bit comes down to these side pockets. So with the side pockets you got 25 litres, but it can go up to about 30 to 31 litres. If I look on the website, it says expandable to 30 with the side pockets, but then I think they've kind of rounded it down a bit because there was another section where it said it's a little bit more, it's kind of 31. So with the 15, you get similar with this. The main body itself is 15 litres, and as well on the sides you have these. Now it's not as much, it doesn't go up an extra 5 litres, but it's probably an extra, say, 2 or 3, maybe probably more than that, 3 to 3.5 litres with the extra bits on the side. Now, as you can imagine, with this being a smaller pack, then there's just a little bit less than you can fit into these. Now, the 15 itself, going through the actual features of the pack, on the bottom here, lots of modularity with this pack. So across the bottom you have some PALS webbing that goes across this, and then you have these straps. Now it's similar to how the straps on the Yakari work, in the fact that these straps that come all the way up to the bottom here are the straps that hold down the lid on this. So if you wanted to fix something to the bottom, then you can loosen these. Let's loosen these like so that you can fit stuff onto here. Now you probably need to loosen it a bit more than that, but if you didn't want to loosen these and then you wanted to put something additionally on the bottom, then you can use the webbing that's on here to be able to do that. And there's one thing I forgot to mention. Sorry, while we were talking about the different materials and the different colours, this is a PU backed material, so it is reasonably weather resistant. The main body of this, it's very good at stopping water from getting into it. It also has a DWR coating on the outside plus the PU coating on the inside. Now it doesn't have taped seams, so it may let water in on certain bits, but really in the time that I've been using this on day trips and walks out in the countryside, I've not had any issues whatsoever. There are also some stitching points on here as well that do go through that PU membrane. So again, there might be some small areas where you might get some water going into it, but like I say, I've never had any issues at all. So, sorry, getting back to it, so that's the bottom. Through the front here, you can see, so this has actually been stitched on the outside rather than that seam going on the inside. That just makes sure that whatever's inside doesn't rub against these, which I guess for other packs is an area that it might get some abrasion against them. With this one, it doesn't do that, it's just on the outside instead. But to make sure that it's as tough on the outside, all of these seams, or these main seams that run up here, and then on the back side as well, these have additional webbing that's attached to these for extra reinforcement, which is exactly the same as you get on the 15 as well. Now through the front, if you want to, you can attach other pouches to here, so you do have 2 rows of PALS webbing, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns on each. Now like other bags, you then have them on inch increments in between each of these. With this one, they've just kind of toned it down a little bit. With the Yakari, you get that on the front, whereas with this one, it's just a different look to it, but you can still make sure that it's connected at the top and the bottom, and I suppose you could probably pass some things through there as well. But here on the sides, this is where you can use your compression straps. Struggling with words today, sorry about that. You can use your compression straps to loop onto these. Now it doesn't kind of stop there, because there is an extra little bit here underneath this main flap. So hopefully you noticed that it's a roll top style flap there. But just underneath here there is a pocket, and I missed this when I first got it, but here in this pocket it goes down, so there is a seam just here, probably goes down about 10 inches. But super simple, quick access pocket. They don't need to have an AquaGuard zip on here, mainly because you have a rain hood that goes over here, which actually makes it, you might possibly miss it. But then you have these zips. If you want to, you can just push your zips up there as well to keep them out of the way. Have mine both here on this side, but I do like the fact that they've added 2 zips on here, so whether you're left-handed or right-handed, you can take this off and get into it. Just going to roll that back down again and then buckle this up. The buckles on here are super tough. What are they? Who are they? They are, I'll have to put it down in the description. Do they use Woojin or do they use Duraflex? Anyway, nice and tough. Never had any issues with the buckles that you get from Savotta whatsoever. Now, mainly we've been talking about the fronts, but let's get on to the side, because this is that extra bit that I think that separates the Kahakka from the Yakari, and that is these side pockets on here. So just pulling this out, let's just loosen this, and actually, in fact, let's just take this off. So take these compression straps off here, and these are your quick access pockets, and these are massive. So here is the sitting mat, which I probably should be sitting on now. And look at how big. So these are massive. I can get 2 hands into there, and there's even more room. That's what she said. So yeah, huge. You can put pretty much anything into here. Now, as far as the size on this side as well, let's open this up. There's pretty much nothing that I haven't found that I can put into here, apart from maybe a small child. So this is a 1 litre Yeti, no issues whatsoever. But I've seen people put in jet boils into here. I've seen people put in hammocks into here. There's a lot that you can fit, and they really are massive. The beauty of it is, though, that the way that this is designed with some of these folded gusseted sections here at the bottom is, when it's not being used, if you just push these back down again, you can cinch these down so that they are completely flat. So you've not just got these massive side pockets flapping around when they're not being used. When they're not being used and you batten this back down again, you generally wouldn't even notice that they're there. Now, that PU coating that I mentioned earlier, I thought when I first saw these, so if you look here, there's this lip here, and I thought when I saw this on the website that this lip was like a leatherette or something like that, but it's not. It's actually it's the PU coating from the inside. So just to add a little bit of reinforcement to this, what they've done is they've folded it over and then double stitched that to give it this kind of backing to here, which will stop the sides fraying and just add an extra bit of longevity into it. It's a great idea, it works perfectly, and yeah, I really do like these sides. Now with the 15, it's exactly the same. So with this one, on this side, I don't have anything in here, it's completely flat on the sides, these are cinched in, oh, maybe that one, all the way down, and if you look at that side profile, it's as though it's not there. Absolutely awesome. Whereas on this side, I've just finished this, but I've got a bottle of Coca-Cola in there, and again, so I pull this one tight like the other side. If you're a bit concerned and you're like, oh, what about all the straps? Sure, it's just straps. Then you can tuck these down the side there like that, and then they just sit in perfectly. If you're still concerned about the straps, get some sniper tape and yeah, tape them up. But really like the side pockets. Now at this point you're probably thinking, well, with that PU lining and that just being a huge bucket, I'm sure that gets very wet. I'm struggling with that's what these says today. But at the bottom here, where is it? Where is it? It's here. Let me just get my finger in. Seriously, Randy, stop it. Hopefully you can see my finger there. So if any water does get into these, then it will become expelled from the bottom, and you're not going to have to worry about all of your stuff getting kind of wet that's in there. But you know, at the end of the day, it is a large open pocket, and there is a potential, if you do get caught out in the rain, that water might get into there, but they minimise that with these holes. Now there is a hole on the front and the back. I just couldn't get my finger into the other one. Please just stop. Right, now getting into the main bag, you have, as mentioned, you have these two buckles. Oh, there's a really nice morale patch section there on the top. This opens up, and there you have a big, large pocket. And that's it. A wee bit of organisation in there, but the most important bit, for the first time, Savotta did reach out to me, and they were asking, they said, you know, Randy, we need Moorlander approval on this. There's a certain specification that we need to make sure that we got right, so that I can confirm, yes, this is tactical teddy bear compliant. If you were concerned about that, then yes, if you have tactical teddy bear, it's all safe, it's all good. Now that big pocket, as I mentioned, is just a huge, big pocket. You get all of this PU lining that's in there. On the back here, let's see if I can do this so that you can see. On the back here there are, you still can't see into there, there are these 3 tabs. There's one in the middle which you can hang a hydration bladder from. You can easily fit a 2.5–3 litre hydration bladder into here, no worries whatsoever. And then either side of that there's also some additional tabs. So if you have one of those wider ones that have got like the extra hanging points on there, you can drop that into here, and it will make sure it doesn't kind of crumple like they do, which is really annoying. And then there is also one of those sleeves that you can then put it into so that it keeps it separate from everything else. Now, other than that, that's it. It's just like your very traditional top loaders. It's a large kind of bucketed bag. You put your kit into it, you make sure you manage your kit so that you've got it all in the right area so you can get to it as quickly as possible. You will get the stuff that's at the bottom. You have to take everything out to get to that. Not like the Yakari medium where it has the zip. It doesn't have that. Whatever's in here, you just have to make sure that you pack it correctly so that you can get to it when you need it. Now I currently have in here, I have my from Verstelecker, I have my plate carrier in here, mainly because I use the 15 litre for my airsoft. So whilst playing airsoft, I use this more as an assault pack. 15 litres is absolutely perfect, mainly because I can put my extra kit in here, I can put water in here, I can put, you know, bits of stuff in here, and for my HPA bottle I can put that in, and where the hydration hose comes out I use that for my line for my HPA system. Now with this, everything, so on the bottom here we still have that what do we have on here? We have the PALS webbing on here. The difference is on the 25 litre you have that strap that comes up here which acts for the keepers here on the top. With a 15 litre you don't have that. Instead, these straps are kind of on the back here just above where the suspension system is. So to open this one, you open these and then it folds out and then you get into that pocket. I have my camera bag in here, which is, you know, there's still plenty of room around that. It still has on the inside, it has that attachment point for a hydration system, and then it has the 2 flaps on the side, and then it also has that extra kind of sleeve for you to put your hydration system into. But with this one, so when it came to me, it actually rolls So here's the front of the bag. It rolls backwards, rolls over itself, and then you can put these buckles in like that. Now, as I mentioned with the 25 litre, all of the plastic hardware on here, if you want to take these off, including these buckles, you can take these off, because there is the actual webbing for this, you can pass it through there. Oh no, sorry, it's this side. So you can use the actual open area of the G-hook on the back and then pass the webbing through here so that you can just pull it through there instead. It's been designed in exactly the same way so that if you want to remove these plastics, you can do. Now, flipping this over onto its back, because as far as the suspension system for both of these is concerned, they're both very similar. So we'll have a look at the 15 for now. So on the back here, you have a really nice grab handle, which is great. And what this does is it works in with these D hooks. So these D rings here. So these D rings are what holds your straps to the actual bag itself. But the grab handle kind of holds on to those. What I will say is, more so on the 25, sometimes when you get this on, the grab handle does kind of tickle the back of your neck, and it's very strange. It's a lovely feeling. You're just out and you're like, oh, who was that? Oh no, it wasn't anyone. I'm in the woods by myself. It was the bag just tickling the back of my neck, which is strange. Anyway, so that's the grab handle. It uses the same webbing. Now, all the other webbing on here is 25mm webbing. This is more of, say, like a 15mm webbing, but it's still pretty big. If you're wearing gloves, you can grab onto this and no issues whatsoever. The straps themselves, as I've mentioned a few times, so rather than these being sewn onto the pack itself, you have these what do they call them? Slide locks. So if you wanted to, you can completely remove these. I think which is really good for the 15, which I probably need to try and work out how to do this. When I wear this with airsoft, I wear it with the straps, but I can probably take these straps off and fix this to my plate carrier with these instead. But again, I guess maybe if there are some similar straps that you want to swap off and maybe put them on instead, then it just gives you the extra option that you can do that. I'm guessing because these are designed specifically for the Finnish military, these have been done in such a way that over time, because the straps might rub against a firearm or something like that, they're designed to be as tough as possible, but those guys put it through a lot more than I could possibly put it through. So if you did need to change the straps and the bag's fine, then you can take those off. The straps themselves, I just love Savotta, and I love the straps that they use. The closed off foam that they use in this is just, it's just amazing. It's very, very good. They're contoured, as are the straps on the 25, to make sure that when this fits you, it fits you just right. Shown here when I'm wearing this with my plate carrier. I've had this on all day for skirmishes. It's great in the fact that I can keep this as a separate bag, so if I need to take this off, so I need to adjust anything in my HPA system, then I can take this off rather than having to completely remove my plate carrier to be able to kind of fiddle with anything. But yeah, fits really well. For just day hikes, a 15 litre bag like this is great. You know, you can put the essentials in there, you can go out for walks, some water, some food, maybe some wet weather equipment just in case you think it might rain today. You're off, you're absolutely adventuring and loving life. You have some pals webbing down the front here, which is great, and then you also have a sternum strap on there. Now, one of the things that sticks out a little bit is this back section. If you're after a bag that has, you know, some channeling down here so that you can be aired whilst you're out, you're not getting that with this. These are military wear, so to some extent you have to, there's always a little bit of kind of an exception that you need to make with military wear. This is designed so it will fit over a plate carrier. In the summer, so when did I buy these? I picked these up before Christmas. I've been wearing these through the winter. I've been, like I say, I've been playing days airsoft winning this. Not had any issues, but I imagine in the summer these will get hot. There's just no way around that. You will sweat when you wear this. Now there's an extra little bit in here, and that is, so you have this. So this is some more closed cell foam. So if you're out walking and you want to stop and, you know, put this under your butt to keep your butt nice and good, then you can do. And that is exactly the same in the 25 litre as well. So the suspension system on this works exactly the same how it attaches here at the top and at the bottom, and you have the same internal panel here at the back. The other difference with the 25 litre is with the 25 litre you have this buckle, so it uses 50mm webbing. And the buckle that they use with this, I quite like this. I've seen some reviews, some people don't like it, some people do like it. I'm neither here nor there with it. You know, it's a buckle and it does what it needs to do, but it will help to lift some of that weight and put it onto your hips. The difference with this one is that it's good for using with gloves, because if you want to get it undone having to press the sides, you literally just pop this like that and it will come undone, and then when you want to put it back on you kind of pass it through there and tension will just hold it in place. It's a good system. Like I say, I don't dislike it and I don't really like it. It's just a buckle and it does exactly what it needs to do. For me, when I'm not using this, if you pull this up, actually let's just take it out, there is a way that you can pass this into here on the side, and then you can just get this out of the way. You don't need to worry about having it on. Now when it is on, it carries again very, very nicely. But just to be clear, it does have a similar limitation that the 15 has as well, and that is this back panel. Let's put the sleeve back in again. So this back panel doesn't have any sort of, I'll put those in there, I'll fiddle with it later. It doesn't have one of those air channels through here. In the summer this will get warm. It's just something that you have to deal with. Now there was another thing that I didn't mention, because on getting back to this 25 litre version, there's an extra pocket that the 15 litre version doesn't have, and that's here on the top. So you can zip this open, so where you have the hood, or where you have this top lid, there is an additional pocket into here, so if you have quick access items that you need to be able to get out quickly, and probably more so it's something that maybe you just want to put some snacks in there, but rather than putting it here in the sides, maybe you want to put your car keys in. That's probably a better example of what you could put into here. Then you can just drop these in and yeah, you're all good to go. Now I think whether you're after the larger size of the 25 litres for those day walks, or you're after something that's just smaller for essentials, I purchased both of these for two completely different reasons. For day walks and wearing as an assault pack whilst I'm playing airsoft, and they absolutely nailed the landing. Yeah. Now I said at the beginning of this, there is a massive caveat that I just freaking love Savotta. I haven't had a single Savotta pack that I've just thought was just a bit meh. Everything that I've tested from them has exceeded all of my expectations, and these two Kahakka bags have done exactly that. Yeah, I like them a lot. I've probably used the 25 more, mainly because of the volume, mainly because I go out and I walk with this. But for what I purchased this for, again, I know I'm kind of doubling up what I said, but yeah, completely nailed the landing. There is that exception with both of these bags. I think using these more in the summer, they will get very hot. I predict a lot of sweaty back. But it's a small concession that I feel is just, yeah, all of the good things for the Kahakka 15 and 25 far outweigh that thing that I'd possibly change on the back. So yeah, so there you have it. Now this has been a long piece of content, so I'll leave below, links where you can pick both of these packs up from Savotta. I'll also leave some of my social media links here on Moorlander EDC and my sister channel, Moorlander Tactical. The Verstelecker Sama L4 plate carrier that I was wearing, if you head over to Moorlander Tactical, you can see my full review on that. Absolutely amazing pack from Verstelecker. And whether you're watching this on YouTube or Rumble, as always, stay safe, stay Moorlander, and stay EDC. I want to be a Finnish guy on the back of a T-Rex beating off Romans. Fighting off Romans is what I want to say. I mean, 25 grand's 25 grand if you're going to beat someone off, but I'd rather fend them off. Where was I going with that? Anyway. I think this comes out on the Wednesday. I know what's coming out on Sunday. I think this is coming out on Wednesday. If you're having a good Wednesday, I hope you're all having a good hump day. I hope you're all having a good week so far. I will see you all soon. That was a thumbs up.